Ah, the joys of Rust, a game that humbly reminds you that you paid to get verbally abused and harassed by hackers who embody this community's most cancerous side. And that's an achievement, because Rust ain't known for being wholesome.
Part of the mafia, bro. I'm part of 1-4, bro. 1-4. I'm making my whole suburb on ya.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
Bro, don't make me get Northsiders on you, bro.
Rust has always had a problem with cheating, but I've never seen it as bad as it is right now. And while it may not have as many hackers as some games, GDA, Rust hackers, well, they're on a tier of their own, as they're dedicated full time to becoming the worst part of your wipe. And boy do they love to remind you that you're never ever gonna get those 8 hours of grinding back after you lost it all in 5 minutes to a man who headshots with every bullet. Only in Rust will a hacker unironically claim that they are pretty good at cheating. How is completely beyond me. I thought the whole point of having hacks was that it removed all the skill. Well, I suppose simple pleasures are for simple minds, because these pathetic wastes of breathing space find any excuse to justify their degeneracy. Like, nearly everyone uses some kind of hacks, even the ones you think 100% are legit. Of course, another cheater accurately using statistics. So, let me introduce you to the world of Rust hacks, because there are a lot more than you might think, and some are very difficult to detect. Like this man, whose stone hatchet is more effective than a chainsaw, as he hits the tree with such Olympic pace, he doesn't even need to hit the X. Budget Superman, who ascends above his competition. Is night too scary? Well, why not just turn it perma-day? Do you want to let everyone know that you suck? Well, you can use quick draw and fire, but then that probably takes too much skill, so why not just straight up aimbot? Of course, you have other classics like ESP, wall hacks, radar, and the debug cam. And then there's shit like the super yoker, plain super speed, shooting through walls, and of course most popular, the no recoil scripts, for those role players who want to pretend they're good. And I'm sure there's plenty more I haven't had the pleasure of discovering. Hacking again has become a fairly big issue in Rust, but you shouldn't just take my word for it. Let me tell you a story about one of my most recent wipes, which can only be described as one of the worst wipes in all my hours of Rust. The events you're about to see from the first to the last ban all happened within just 24 hours on one small part of the map on Rustified AU main, a moderated server. I've only heard the stories of how bad it is on official servers, and as it would seem, hacking has gotten a bit out of hand, because I can't remember a wipe I've played over the past 3 months where I haven't encountered a cheater. So, let me introduce the 3 protagonists who inspired this video. First, the Packaday asthmatic, the mouth breather himself, Pilgrim, whose hacks managed to get him banned on a minimum of 5 different accounts in just 24 hours, a new world record. But of course, this is Rust. No hack is complete without associating clowns beside them, who in this story go by the names Qasty and Eetswa. And these 2 delusional idiots think that just by saying, "I didn't do it," is gonna be enough to stop me from getting them banned. So I'm here to do my due diligence for the community. Help sweep the streets of trash like this. Because in all honesty, while Pilgrim here hacks, he managed to trigger the anti-cheat every single time. There's not a whole lot more a player, an admin, or even an improved anti-cheat could do when new Rust accounts are $3 to $8 each. Associators like these clowns though are the leading cause behind cheating cancer, because from what I've seen, cheaters almost always play in groups. So getting counts with thousands of hours banned will have far more of an impact. Now, if more attention was focused on banning associators, then I'd say you'd dissuade a lot of people from encouraging cheaters when their accounts are also on the line. Banning for association isn't very easy though, but it's why I'm here to do my part and guarantee these 2 finally get what they deserve. So let's begin this story, one wipe before the main events, when Qasty and Eetswa's entire group gets banned for surprise associating. They managed to weasel themselves out of this ban by claiming they invited a random to their team, whom they didn't know was cheating. But I can guarantee you now that the cheater that got them banned last time is the same one who helped them in this story. Unfortunately, in this same wipe, we built next to and got raided by them, so we definitely were pretty suspicious of them coming into this wipe. Day 1 of the wipe. We weren't anywhere near these degenerates, as we only decided to move there late that night, and while we were building, we encountered these 2 shitters, Qasty and Juicy, who not only knew our coords, but told their cheater friend before he moved in on day 2. I'm mentioning this as there were rumors from neighboring groups that a certain cheater around the power and launch area had the ability to blindly headshot people, shoot them out of helis, and no matter how many successful reports they got, he would keep coming back. This perfectly describes describes our new neighbor Pilgrim, and it's clear he was spreading his cancer long before we arrived. Day 2, and so the shit show begins. I logged in late to my teammate losing our heli to the base suspiciously built 1 TC away from us, so I gave him a rust welcoming, door camping him with a shotgun, and this is where I got the first recording of one of Pilgrim's many accounts. Inherent. We hadn't suspected him of cheating really, up until we were in a 3v1 roof camping battle. Now my clip doesn't do it justice, but he managed to come out of his door and quickly kill 3 of us in different unknown positions.
He knew exactly where I was and then looked straight at you.
Nice ESP, you fuck.
He's got ESP, he knows where I am. He's coming down to me, he's actually gonna kill me. Yeah, he literally knows. He had no reason to know where I was.
What? No.
So suspecting him of being another cheating plague, we reported this second known account. How much? Or on Steam, Woods. Not even 2 minutes later, after I'd spawned in an outside bag, thankfully that account was banned by the anti-cheat. Unfortunately though, this was the first of many bans, as not even an hour later he was back, single-handedly killing our entire team, again, under his new name, Ekel. To top it off, somehow Pilgrim here managed to beat me back to my own body, on our roof, which required 2 separate player boosts to get to. So, suspecting him of using the super jump hack, as he so humbly demonstrates later in the wipe, we again reported this account, which had the Steam name of Liopop. I took a break for 40 minutes and didn't catch his ban message, but I got the report message from Rust to confirm that his account was in fact banned. But this is Rust. Our dedicated degenerate had just begun, because about 20 minutes after my break, he was back again, compound bowing our newly placed auto turret, which was there to try and stop him. Being the aim god he was, he killed me when I was trying to repair our turret, and we got his 4th account's name, Toa. This time we fought with them for a good 40 minutes or so before, well, that account was also banned by the anti-cheat. It's almost impressive that in the span of only 3 hours that night, Pilgrim managed to get 3 separate accounts banned. So we hopped off, hoping this cancer had his fun. To be clear though, these were Pilgrim's highlights, and the clips we managed to record. There were plenty of times he went out killing other players and helping his handicapped teammates, which we're about to get to. Day 3. My teammate was on earlier than I was, and as soon as he logged on, he went outside to find that Pilgrim was back, with his new account renamed under his own name, Francois123456. And this will be important later. Now, this is where the story reaches its climax, where his 2 handicapped teammates, Qasty and Eetswa, enter the scene as they decide to raid together, with the help of their hacker friend, who renamed his Francois account to the one and only Pilgrim. Now this is where the fun begins, because they dug themselves quite the hole. So first, I'm gonna have to establish our main man Pilgrim here as not only cheating, but being at the same raid as his 2 associating friends. So as you can see, we are currently at Pilgrim's base. He is our neighbor, and he's coming out of a base owned by a man who's had 3 accounts banned up until this point. Most importantly though, take note of this outfit and weapon choice, as it's gonna become very important. After hearing a raid suspiciously close by the stone quarry, I decided to go check and see if our good friend Pilgrim was there. And as I approach over the gunfire and me crouching, somehow this man here perfectly peeks me as soon as I get close to the door. But who could he possibly be? Oh, that's right, it's Pilgrim, wearing the same gear and carrying the same LR and bolty. It's obvious he's our neighbor. So when I get downed, I start talking shit, and in response I hear a familiar voice, Eetswa, say,
Hacking.
this will be important soon to prove they're at the same raid from the beginning, not shooting each other. To no one's surprise though, I bleed out to Pilgrim. It's obvious he's at this raid, but before we get back to connecting our associating dogs, we need to confirm Pilgrim here is in fact the cheating dog he's known to be. So about 20 minutes after this raid, Francois and I are chasing Pilgrim, just talking shit and trying to trigger the anti-cheat. Again, you can see this Pilgrim is the same as the first one at the raid, and the same dude who came out of our neighbor's base. The same guns, same name, and same outfit. Getting banned by the anti-cheat again. 4th time this wipe. Pilgrim's story isn't over however, he'll be back more degenerate than ever. So now that we know Pilgrim is at the same raid, and the same one who got banned, we can connect our first associator Eetswa. I go back to talk some shit, but to my surprise when I go there, for a 2nd time, not even 3 minutes after the first, I hear someone respond.
Hey buddy, going man, what's going on? I don't know your turn back, bro. What are you saying? My name's Eetswa. My name's Eetswa. No, these kids are getting raided because I went deep on them. What are you saying, bro? Do you want to check my name? Are you retarded?
And when we match those quotes,
come on Pilgrim, finish the job mate. Hacking fucking dog.
Is it Pilgrim?
Hacking. My name's Eetswa. Hacking. My name's Eetswa.
It's obvious that Atwas here was there with Pilgrim originally raiding. He tells me to,
Check my name. Come to the front door.
which I gladly do. Being the dogshit player he is though, I managed to run all the way around the base. No, mate.
My name's not Pilgrim, bro.
Well, your Pilgrim was here at this base, so he's either your friend. Guess who? None other than our cheating, aim hacking, wall hacking friend Pilgrim, as he downs me with a silenced bolty. Remember that outfit choice? The weapon choice? Then Atwas finishes me off with an AK. Now this is important. Look where Atwas runs. They are within line of sight of each other. Pilgrim has cheats. If he wanted to kill a fully geared man, he would have done so like he did so many times before. It's pretty obvious they're teamed. To prove that he didn't just turn the corner and die to his hacking buddy off camera, I'd go back a third time to talk some more shit, and while running around the base, I come within point blank range to Atwas. Now notice how at point blank range Atwas here misses most of his shots on a naked with just 60 health. It's pretty clear that Atwas has never held a gun in his 1000 hours of Rust, but Atwas buddy, this is Rust. If you're handicapped, it doesn't mean I'm gonna help you cross the road, it means I'm gonna laugh as I push you into oncoming traffic. And his cheating buddy didn't kill him. You can see the kill name, the skin outfit, the gun he's using is all the same as before. Associators like him are cancer, because they get temporary god mode whenever their hacking friends are around. And it makes associators worse than the hacker, because at least the hackers get banned. I wasn't finished though, so I came back to this raid a 4th time, and it came as no surprise who else I find there. As when doing my usual routine of running around the base and talking shit in voice chat, I come across another geared man, Qasty. The same raid, a little late, but he's still there. And for all I know, he could have been transferring loot to his base just down by the water. And there's the death message that confirms it. But he didn't just arrive then, late to the party. He was there earlier. So let's go back and rewind to the second time I came to this raid. Now pay close attention to chat. He says Spider, one of his neighbors, don't come to the raid. What do you think he's referencing? The raid not even 10 minutes later I record him at with his well-known friends? Or was it simply coincidence that he shows up to another raid in that time? But to top it off, when we're talking shit, he leaves one message in particular. Yeah man, I know who Pilgrim is, and it's funny that he pretends he doesn't. So let's rewind back to when Francois woke up on day 3. Remember how Pilgrim had renamed his account to my teammate? Well, when I was busy annoying them at the raid, Francois also came to see some of the action. You can see on the map he also came, died to Pilgrim at the stone quarry. But this time he decided to send a report through, and of course the account on Steam came back under his name. So to avoid him potentially getting banned for somebody else's bullshit, he ran the Steam ID.
7656 119906 4553233.
And it came back to one of his many accounts. But guess who's on his friends list? None other than Qasty himself. And of course, once we called him out on this in chat, he proceeded to remove him. Poor Pilgrim back to being all alone again. Let's be clear, the account Pilgrim in game, or Francois123456 on Steam, is his guaranteed 4th banned account this wipe. There is no way Qasty here added a random when this account was renamed to his enemy, would have no more than 10 hours on Rust, has no other friends, is level 1, and is private. And when we revisit that account today, using the same Steam ID, it's got a game ban. Well, the story doesn't end there. So we did a bit of digging, and not only do our groups have a mutual who sent this, where a certain individual admitted to buying cheats, but we got to talk to the myth himself, Pilgrim. Now I couldn't have scripted this any better if I tried, because Pilgrim's Discord profile is wearing the same fucking outfit, and he pretty much admits that he teams with these two cancerous dogs. For all the shit these guys talk, and knowing that they regularly suck off a cheater for pixels, it'll make their ban that much more of an orgasmic experience. Now that should be enough evidence to prove that he teamed with a cheater over multiple wipes. And they're probably still leeching to this day. But the story of this wipe ain't over, because about an hour after the raid with Pilgrim, a large neighboring group tried to raid her twice, but a fly hacker under the name of Copit came and killed their entire team. I wasn't there for much of that situation, so I didn't get much footage, but I imagine from reading the messages I saw, I'm sure they have some nice things to say about a certain cheater helping during a certain raid defense. The saddest part about this cheater is that I don't even know whether or not he's the same guy. He could just be another hacker. Thankfully though, he did get banned. Now we tried to deal with our neighbor by ourselves. See, right after the Pilgrim account got banned, we raided through 2 doors into one part of his base for perhaps one of the most profitable raids I've done, where we took most of his kits and all of his guns. Unfortunately though, he logged back in on a new account.
I'm back, motherfucker.
Not wasting a second as he jumped up his base just to flex. So there he was,
Don't go to bed tonight, you fucking bitch.
back again on his 5th account, Vangelica. Now this man puts every single Rust content creator to shame, because this is his best start in all his 5 minutes of Rust, as he manages to go from a bow to an AK in world record pace, shooting a fully geared player out of his minicopter. Why would you ever spend the scrap on a Sam site again? Just put him in the vending machine. That account under the Steam name Rubbery was also banned. That's 5 accounts banned that we know of in less than 24 hours, and I think it's safe to assume he was probably on for the next couple of days, still hacking. And that concludes a story that's starting to become all too familiar. I wish I could tell you their entire team was banned, but after submitting a cut up version of this video to the server admins, I got left on red. I ain't blaming the admins though, as in the first 4 days of that same wipe, there were 184 other bans, and after being banned once, they learned not to base with their cheater, so that an admin would have a hard time gathering evidence on their own. While this wipe was particularly bad, cheaters again has become a large issue, going from minor annoyances to making your wipe completely unplayable, as they log in and get back to full kit in minutes. So what more could possibly be done? Well, there have already been quite a few solutions suggested to combat cheating, some good and some less so. Easy anti-cheat has become a far more refined system, and from what I've seen, it's far better than ever at combating blatant cheaters, though the more subtle farm cheats, ESP and scripts still manage to sneak past from time to time. Rust in particular needs some better tools to help deal with associators, as it's a larger issue in this game than most, because cheaters tend to play in groups. One solution would be to add an associating with cheaters option to the report menu, as it would help collect data on players who have been in the same team as accounts that got banned, making it quite obvious who's teaming when it's a regular occurrence, say 5 different banned accounts over 24 hours, and/or over multiple wipes. It's not a foolproof solution, as just being in the same team as a cheater doesn't necessarily mean you knew they were cheating, and if you were to ban everyone in that team every time, it would make inviting randoms impossible. But collecting data would help weed out players like this, who do knowingly play with cheaters. Unfortunately, there is no simple solution to cheating, but at least the abysmal queue times have helped stop people like Pilgrim from instantly joining back. It's a temporary fix, but it's better than nothing. Anyway though, I hope our suffering was at least entertaining, because this game is cancer enough to play as is, let alone with fuckers like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya!